welcome back to AP Red. It's me, Jason Drew. One of New York City's best treats to get into the holiday spirit is coming to Feinstein's at Lowe's Regency. Michael Feinstein comes on stage every year. This year, he has decided to add a close personal friend of his, neighbors in Los Angeles, California, and New York stage star. You might know him from everywhere. David Hyde Pierce, welcome to AP Red.
Thanks, Jason. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for such a fun show. You guys just got done. This is your second week.
Yeah, it was the second show of the second week. And you had a good time?
I did.
Good. So did we.
My face hurts. I laughed.
Good. Well, I'm glad.
Now, how did you, you and Michael are actually neighbors out west?
Yeah, we really are. We've been friends for years, for like 15 years, and met through mutual friends and have performed at the same event, but never together after all this time. And it was really Michael's idea. He came to me first to do a one-night show in Palm Springs. And I said yes, and then after about a day of rehearsal, he said, what do you think about the holiday show? And sadly, I had December free, so I said, okay.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Well, it's got to be nice to be in New York City, especially for the holidays.
It's great, and doing this show, one of the things that Michael and I think, like about the show is that although it is a holiday show in spirit, and I really think it sends people out in a very good mood, but it's not just, or even mostly, Christmas songs and stuff like that, because that you hear that stuff in the malls and in the stores and everything. We were trying to avoid doing that. I think we did.
And I thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
Now, when did you guys get together and put together the set list and stuff like that? I mean, there's so many songs, especially with Michael's repertoire and knowledge of every song known to man. How did you?
Well, that was a huge advantage, obviously, him knowing all of the American Songbook and beyond. And we had, I would say, 2 or 3 good long sessions of just sifting through music, trying to find a balance of stuff that we both knew, so we wouldn't have to learn everything brand new, but also new things and things that were good duets for us, things that would balance each other out, given an evening that had a lot of variety in terms of style and all of that. And I have to say, I'm loving doing the performing, but also that was so much fun, just doing that work at his place. And you'd say, well, what if there was a song about this? And he'd say, oh, you mean, and he'd come up with a list of 100 of them, and it was just really cool.
Well, as far as, I mean, you've done Broadway before, and working on sets for television. The room, Feinstein's at the Regency, is so intimate. Is it weird for you to get up and reach out and dip your finger in somebody's wine? I
think it's probably weird for them when I do that, but I'm not going to stop, because sometimes you need a fingerful of wine. No, I'm pretty good, to be honest, on my feet with a live audience, and I enjoy that interaction, the ability to just really, you can see just about everybody in the room. Like you say, it's a very intimate room. And also it brings, like I'm doing one song from a show I did on Broadway, and the whole song happens differently. And even if you don't intend to, it just happens differently when it's in a small space like that and you're looking into people's faces. And that's really fun, especially with something that you know well, to have it find different colors.
You may fill your place with gays, have Nigerian girls in stays. You may even have some shiksas making stews. You haven't got a clue. If you don't have a Jew, all of your investment you are going to lose. There's a very small percentile who enjoys a dancing Gentile. I'm sad to be the one with its bad news. But never mind your swordplay, you just won't succeed on Broadway. You just don't succeed on Broadway if you don't have any Jews. Papa, can you hear me? To get along on Broadway, to sing your song on Broadway, to hit the top on Broadway and not lose. I tell you, Arthur King, there is one essential thing. There simply must be Jews. There simply must be, Arthur, trust me, simply must be Jews.
And of course, the song that he's talking about is from Spamalot, which ran on Broadway. How was that experience?
That was crazy. That was a lot of fun. Also, similar to this experience, as much fun as it was to perform, so much of the fun was putting it together. The rehearsal process with Mike Nichols and Eric Idle and the whole company, and just, you know, watching this thing evolve into really to go from anarchy into something that actually had a story, that they preserved the Monty Python chaos and yet found a way to sort of get you involved as an audience. That was great to watch that creatively happen.
Well, it was fun as an audience. I went a couple of times to see it, and it was, you could tell when a cast likes each other and is having fun and putting, working well together. The vibe definitely was huge.
Yeah, we loved each other, and it was a bunch of people who really loved the material, and also Casey Nicholaw, who's now a director, but at the time was our choreographer. He in the dances, he just You Won't Succeed on Broadway, which is the number I do in this show. We don't do the choreography because it would be impossible. You'd need the whole hotel. But the stuff that he did, these wild. We were all dancing with, doing the dance from Fiddler on our knees with grails on our heads. It was crazy.
It was a fun show.
Yeah.
And then I have a personal question to ask. On Frasier, when y'all always drank sherry, what was in the glass?
It was never alcohol, I can tell you that. It was probably, the sherry was probably a mix of grape juice and water or something. The prop guys were very good at mixing the right hue, the right color for whatever the liquor was going to be. So it wasn't always just tea and water or something. It was.
Well, because I remember the old TV shows, like if somebody was pouring a cup of coffee, they'd get this much in the glass, and I'm like, how am I supposed to believe that?
Yeah.
And the way you all sipped it, I was like, oh, I'd like a glass of sherry right now. It was all real.
That's good acting.
Yes. Yeah. So congratulations
Thank
on
you
being
for
a
that.
good actor.
Thank you.
And what's coming up next for you?
I'm going to finish this out through the 30th of December. I'm going to go to Sundance. I just film an independent film I shot last year. I just got selected to go to Sundance, so it's called The Perfect Host. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm looking at maybe doing a play after that.
Well, we'll be around.
Okay.
Keep in touch.
All right,
We'll
thanks.
have you back. You're a pleasure. David Hyde Pierce, thanks so much for stopping by. And Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Thank you. It's Jason Drew. We'll see you here next time on AP Red.